evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I am Uzma Jafri. Here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Thursday, the 18th of August. India says ready to talk to Pakistan, but on terrorism. Nepal's new government announces compensation for Madhesi victims. And Indians celebrate sibling festival with traditional fervor and gaiety. And now for all the details. India has said that it is willing to talk to Pakistan on cross-border terrorism and not on the Kashmir issue. Indian authorities added that terrorism has become central in affecting the bilateral relations.
Indian Foreign Secretary S. Jaishankar said that terrorism has become the central issue in bilateral relations with Pakistan and is willing to travel to Islamabad to discuss on the issue. New Delhi has for long been accusing Pakistan of exporting terrorism to India.
The problem is that the terrorism issue has become so central to the relationship that effectively it makes it very difficult for the relationship as a whole to progress.
This comes after Islamabad last week invited officials in New Delhi for talks on the Kashmir issue. However, India said that the situation in Kashmir is related to cross-border terrorism, which should be the focus of dialogue. Sources said that the ball is now in Pakistan's court.
Moving on, people of Pakistan's southern port city of Karachi are facing serious waterlogging problems. They have accused the provincial government for not taking enough steps to avoid such conditions.
Heavy monsoon rains have created havoc in Pakistan's southern city of Karachi, leaving numerous areas of the metropolis submerged in water. Roads have been choked with water, causing massive traffic jams, resulting in great amount of disruption to commuters. Many parts of the city loom in darkness due to power breakdowns. Residents have blamed local administration for poor management, as residential buildings and markets in various parts of the city have been flooded with rain and sewage water. People are being forced to leave their houses and look for shelters.
घर में पानी भर जाता है, सारा काम हमारा अधूरा रह जाता है, सब हमारे जितनी भी चीज़ें हैं सब खराब हो जाती हैं और यहाँ करंट का भी बहुत मसला है, करंट फैल जाता है और दीवारें गिर जाती हैं, टूट जाती हैं, साजो सामान सब खराब हो जाता है, कोई पुरसाने हाल नहीं है, कोई पूछने वाला नहीं है। तो हमारी यही जो है हुकूमत से जो है हमारी दरख्वास्त है कि वो जो है इस चीज़ के ऊपर नोटिस लेके और हम जैसे गरीबों का जो है वो कुछ वो करें, हाल करें वो।
According to reports, over a dozen people have been killed in rain-related incidents, many of whom were electrocuted.
Moving on to news from Nepal. The Nepal government on Thursday announced of providing compensation to the families of Madhesi agitation victims. This comes as the new government had promised to address the demands of the Federal Alliance who have been protesting against the constitution. A report.
The new government of Nepal, led by Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal, has announced to provide compensation of around $9,000 each to the families of the individuals who died during the Madhesi protests. The decision was taken during a cabinet meeting on Thursday. The government has also decided to provide martyr status to the 41 civilians who died during the months of agitation. Over 52 people were killed during the clashes between police and Madhesi protesters since September last year. Among them, 41 were civilians and 11 were security personnel. The decision comes as Prime Minister Dahal has promised to address the issues of Federal Alliance and bring amendments to the constitution accordingly.
India's quest for a medal in the ongoing Rio Olympics came to an end as wrestler Sakshi Malik clinched bronze, and the jubilation that followed was a sight to reckon.
Family of Sakshi Malik erupted with joy as the 23-year-old beat Aizulu Tinibikova of Kyrgyzstan in the bronze medal bout in women's freestyle 58 kg category in wrestling. Celebrations broke out as Malik became the first Indian woman wrestler to win an Olympic medal.
मैं ये शुभकामना दूंगी जो इंडिया जिस मेडल के लिए एक सूखा पड़ा था वो आज इंडिया की बेटी ने एक मेडल दिलवा दिया।
एक मेडल, इतना बड़ा मेडल उसने भारत के लिए दिया, हमारे लिए दिया है। भावुक की तो बात ही थी, आंखों में पानी आ गया था और इतना बड़ा मेडल उसने हमारे लिए दिया है। कभी भगवान, ये मतलब बहुत खुशी का दिन है।
Back in Rio, an ecstatic Malik said she had waited for the moment all her life.
जी मैं 12 साल से इस चीज़ के पीछे हूँ। मैंने सुबह शाम रेसलिंग ही सोचा है और देश की बहुत ज़्यादा उम्मीद थी मेरे लिए और मैंने आज करके दिखाया, तो पूरे देशवासियों का मैं धन्यवाद करती हूँ।
Sakshi's medal is the 5th for India in wrestling in Olympics. She also became the 4th woman to win an Olympic medal for India.
The Maldivian parliament has passed a controversial bill that restricts protests and gatherings to areas designated by the Home Ministry in the capital, Malé. Lawmaker Abdullah Rifai, who proposed the amendment to the Freedom of Assembly Act, claimed that the protests were a public nuisance and put pedestrians at danger. According to the bill, protesters will require written permission from the police to gather in other areas. The bill is seen as unlawful by various opposition lawmakers as the constitution guarantees the right to assemble without prior notice. The new bill comes days after the Maldivian parliament legalized criminal defamation, which opposition and international communities say is aimed at stifling dissent and gives authorities sweeping powers to target the media. Pokemon Go, which has become a hit among youngsters across the world, is spreading its charm in Myanmar. Youngsters are crowding public places in large number to catch the virtual characters.
Temples, markets, streets, coffee shops in Myanmar are flooded with gamers who are glued to their smartphones to catch Pokemon characters. Although the global hit Pokemon Go has not been officially launched in Myanmar, players are able to enjoy the game by downloading it from third-party providers. Several instances of armed robbery or injury have been reported while playing the game, but this has not dampened the spirit of youngsters in Myanmar.
ဒီစင်ကာပူတော့ဘာလို့မှဆိုရင်တို့ရဲတွေလုံခြုံရေးပို့ချပေးတယ်ဒီ Pokemon Go ကစားတဲ့လူတွေကိုwarning sign တွေပါတတိပေးချက်တွေထုတ်ပေးထားတယ်ပေါ့ဒီမှာတော့အဲ့လိုမလိုပါဘူးအဓိကအဲ့လိုဖုန်းညဘက်လူတာတို့ဘာလို့ကဒါကျွန်တော်တို့ရဲ့ပြဿနာမဟုတ်ပါဘူးဒါလူတဲ့လူတွေကိုဖမ်းရမှာပါကျွန်တော်တို့ဒီ victim blaming လုပ်เสียမလိုပါဘူးအဲ့ဒီကိစ္စနဲ့ပတ်သက်တယ်
India on Thursday celebrated the bond of a brother and sister with Raksha Bandhan. This day is special in every brother and sister's life, and every year it is celebrated with great zeal and happiness.
They quarrel, they scorn one another, but the love between brother and sister is immeasurable. India on Thursday celebrated this special bond between siblings with the festival of Raksha Bandhan. On this auspicious day, a sister ceremoniously ties a rakhi or a holy thread on the wrist of her brother as a mark of revered bond between them. The brother in return pledges to protect her from all troubles and pampers his sister with gifts and sweets. The Hindu festival was also celebrated by leaders of the nation across the country. Indian President Pranab Mukherjee and Prime Minister Narendra Modi celebrated the occasion with female students tying rakhis on their hands. Union Minister Smriti Irani was seen marking the day with army personnel deployed at the Siachen base camp, the highest battleground in the world.
Well, that's the way it was in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude the top stories once again. India says ready to talk to Pakistan, but on terrorism. Nepal's new government announces compensation for Madhesi victims. And Indians celebrate sibling festival with traditional fervor and gaiety. Now our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time tomorrow. Good night.